Do you want to learn how to capture stunning images of aircraft in flight? Well, in this video, I've got 5 tips and techniques that will really help you capture some amazing shots. Hi, I'm Dave, and this is Beating the Broom Wagon. It's my channel where I talk about my journey into trying to become a better photographer. Now, I like to try and experiment with all sorts of photography, and last weekend I actually got to try my hand at some aviation photography at the Scottish International Airshow. Before I went, I did a lot of research on the internet to find hints and tips on how to take pictures of aeroplanes in flight. And to save you guys some time, what I've done is compile these all into one list to try and help you get the shots that you want. So let's have a look. Before you take any pictures, you want to make sure your camera's set up correctly. And there's 3 things that you really want to look at first. Firstly is your metering mode. You want to choose center weighted. This way, with the bright sky in the background, the camera is going to concentrate for its exposure in the middle of the frame, most likely where your aircraft's going to be, and that's going to give you the best exposure. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're in AI servo. Now, that's for your focus mode. As you're tracking aircraft throughout the sky with your camera, you want to make sure that it's constantly checking its focus to make sure your images are sharp. Lastly, you want to be in high-speed continuous shooting to make sure as you track the aircraft, you're getting as many shots, giving you the best opportunity to get the ones that you want. Now, when you're taking pictures of aeroplanes, you're probably going to be wanting to use a long lens. Now, when you start using long lenses, camera shake becomes more of an issue. So it's really important that you set yourself up with a good foundation when you're taking these pictures. So you want to stand with your feet about shoulder width apart, a nice solid stance. Then with the camera, have one hand underneath the lens to support the lens, the other hand on the body. Bring your elbows into your body and then press your eye up against the viewfinder. This will give you 3 points of contact, giving you the most stable base possible. And when you're tracking the aircraft through the sky, you want to make sure that you rotate your body at your hips nice and smoothly and keep firing the shutter until the aircraft has passed by. Choosing your location at the airshow is very important. Now, the most popular place is what they call show centre. Now, that is right in the middle of where the planes will fly past, and it's where they normally do their most spectacular manoeuvres. Now, this will get you some fantastic shots of aeroplanes crossing, perhaps loops and all this sort of thing. But it's also worthwhile remembering that if you go further down the flight path towards the end of the airshow, then you will get different types of shots, maybe of the planes banking and turning as they're coming back for another pass. So maybe worth checking both of those out. When it comes to which mode to shoot in, you've really got 2 options. Firstly, you've got your shutter priority and your aperture priority. Now, at first thoughts, you might think that shutter priority is the way to go, but actually, aperture priority is where you want to start. When you set your camera in aperture priority, it's always going to give you the fastest shutter speed possible based on your ISO and your aperture settings. This means that you're going to get a correctly exposed photograph every time, as long as the shutter speed doesn't drop too low, say 1/1000th of a second. Now, if that does happen, all you need to do is crank up your ISO settings slightly to increase the shutter speed, and you'll get that shot every time. Now, everything I just said you can forget about when you're talking about photographing planes with propellers. Now, when you take a picture of a prop plane with a shutter speed too fast, it will freeze the propellers in the image and it just makes it look a bit weird. It's almost like you're taking a picture of a model aircraft hanging from someone's bedroom ceiling. So what you want to do is do it slightly differently. To get that prop blur in your pictures, what you need to do is now switch over to shutter priority. Now, anywhere below 1/250th of a second will give you nice blur on the prop. Do bear in mind that the lower you go, the more blur you get. So keep that in mind when you're taking your pictures. And also, with a slower shutter speed, it means that capturing the aeroplane itself nice and sharp in the image is going to be harder. So you're really going to have to work on that panning technique. And if you aren't an aviation expert or you've never been to an air show before, it's definitely worth picking up a program for the event. It's going to let you know when the planes are flying and what you can expect, so you can get your settings right before the plane comes overhead. Also, it's going to help you later on when you're talking about your pictures, you may be putting them up on social media, you can tell everyone exactly what the plane is. As a bonus tip, don't forget to enjoy it. It's not every day you get the opportunity to see some of these fantastic planes being flown by amazing pilots doing just crazy things in the air. So enjoy the day out and enjoy the experience. So that's it. That's my 5 top tips and techniques for getting some great aviation photography shots. Now, I really hope that it's going to help you next time you're out getting some pictures of aeroplanes in flight. If you did enjoy the video and you found it useful, please like it, leave a comment and subscribe if you want more videos, all to do with different sorts of photography and my journey into the photography world. So until next time, take care of yourselves and I'll see you soon.